Ball out. Ball out.
Bow, 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 bow,
Ball out.
bow,
Ball out.
bow. All we do is bow,
Ball out.
bow, bow, bow.
Ball out.
Bow out,
Ball out.
bow out.
Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out. Ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out. Ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Dropping by the mall out. Come deliver mail on y'all route. Show them what it's all about. Just get called out. Fall out. Fall out. Me and my clique, we don't fall out. Me and my chick, we don't fall out. We minding our business, keep y'all out. Break up, get up quick, then we hit licks till it's all out. I hate my job, I'ma call out. Boss of myself, child out. I'm a recruiter, a high percentage shooters. Gotta keep rifles and Rugers. Some people just trifling the losers. Watch for the jackets at night, they be cruising. I can put together. AR Kinsingetta. My hitters be tougher than leather. Can't nobody do it better. Glock 9 with the FN. Step in with my best friends. Best friend Smith and West End. If you miss 6, still catch 10. Ball out, ball out. Stall out. Pulling up outside the y'all house. Empty till we all out. I got the juice and I'm crazy and crazy. And if you not a killer, don't say. Hit squad ain't nothing to play with. Undertaker and a grave dig. Best man like Tay Diggs. When you in the paint, gotta play big. Hitters ignorant like cavemen. Went from good fellas to made men. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Shout out, ball out, get called out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out, ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Ball out, ball out. We about to take them all out. Ball out, ball out. Me and my hitters go all out. Me and my hitters go all out. We about to take them all out.
Yo, little technical difficulty. It's all good. What's going on, Cowboy family? Hold on. How about we start with putting on the right headsets? We can start there. Hey, listen, this is what goes on sometime, man. But listen, we getting ready to talk some ball, and I see a lot of people already in the building. And I'm liking the comments already because it's perfectly in line with what I'm getting ready to talk about. Y'all give me 1 second. You know me, I gotta set the mood. I gotta definitely get my music playing. That's my style. Everybody don't like music, but I do. So I'm gonna crank it up just a little bit and just kind of get it going. Y'all know me. So give me 1 second while I do that. Here we go. Y'all give me 1 second. Then we go just talk some ball. Cause see, I've been looking deep into the draft, obviously with our own guys, but then I also take a look. I took a look at Philly, because I've been hearing a lot of talk even amongst Cowboy fans, and they've been saying Philly beat us in the draft, and that's exactly what I also heard. Even just now, like the last comment that I just saw. Oh, it wasn't let's get it. It was y'all. Matter of fact, put your opinions in real quick so we can kind of address it because we go actually go back and forth on this. All of us together, we go back and forth on who really won this draft. Cause I actually see this totally different now. Cause my boy Matt Joe, I want to definitely focus on his comment because it's exactly what we're dealing with. He said, I hate that I have to say it. Eagles had a better draft than us. Face is like Will Smith hearing entanglement. Yeah, and so let's talk about it, man. Let's go line by line on this. And then I see Robert Rojas. He said, "I see the people," and then Matt moving the chains. I see y'all in the building. Like I got couple of monitors, so when y'all see me looking to the side, I'm looking at y'all comments. So that's what I'm doing right now. But I want to kind of get right into it and just let's just talk about let's just talk and let's get right first into it. So obviously let's just take a look at it real quick, and you know me, I'm gonna get right to the point. Uh, the first thing is you look at all the picks from the Dallas Cowboys, and then let's take a side by side look with the Philadelphia Eagles. And sadly, what I'm gonna tell you, what you see a lot of people that was even in the Boss Cowboy God and the OC's beat roles, meaning we identified some of these guys as the better players, the better players. So, like Devontae, I had him, and I came out before the draft and had him ranked before Parsons. Landon Dickerson, I had him with a top 15 grade. So obviously that's better than Boss Man in terms of grade. And then you got Milton Williams, which is literally the OC's pet cat. It was his secret favorite, and he basically beat the table for this guy. So even when you start the draft, you'll look at it and you'll say, man, they look like they won. But man, after I looked at it closer, they didn't win, man. Dallas won this draft. I'm gonna go and tell y'all straight up. I wish the OC was here because he was kind of doing the draft. Man, Philly had a good draft. Philly had a good draft. I mean, he kept saying it. I was like, man, let me go check it out. Did Philly really do that good? And when I started looking at it, yeah, they did good, but they didn't do better than us. So first, obviously, let's talk about pick one. Pick one is easy. Uh, and like I said, pick one is basically what? Deontay versus Parsons. That's what we're looking at first. So, as a player and long term, Devontae likely would have been a better pick. But for what we need going into going into this season in 2021, is no doubt Parsons is better right now for what we need right now. Now, the career pick would have been better to go with D. Smith because y'all already heard me beat the drum on when a receiver comes in as a first round talent as a number 2 or number 3 that they have a 95% success rate, right? So I've already beat that drum, but going into what we needed going into 2021, because every one of these drafts I don't just look at it for 2021. I also look at it from a career. So I look at it short run as well as long run. And in the long run, yes, Devontae would have been the better pick. But in the short run, it is clear based on where we ranked, based on exactly who Parsons is as a player, exactly the fact that we moved to a 3-4. Yeah, yeah, we won on that one, right? But we can fight about that. We can actually look back and say, uh, you know what, that this one gonna take about 3 years to fully sort out. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Parsons gonna likely be the defensive player of the year. He came into that rich of a situation. He came into a team that desperately needs him. He came into a system that's going to use him aggressively. So, like, think about it. LVE, when he came in for the first 3 games, I think it was about 3 games, he had to sit behind Sean Lee until the inevitable happened. Sean Lee ended up getting hurt, and then LVE emerged, and LV went on a terror. We remember that. That's not going to be the case with Parsons. What's getting ready to happen with Parsons? What's getting ready to happen with Parsons because of that 3-4 base defense is that man going to be on the field. That man is getting ready to be on the field. And because he's going to be on the field early, he's going to make plays early, and he's coming into a Quinn system aggressively needed. We need Parsons. That's what's going on right now. And because we need Parsons, it's going to put him on the field. He's going to play, and he's going to make a lot of plays. That 3-4 also fit him greatly. The fact that he's also an edge rusher and can do that, you can use him as an outside linebacker in that 3-4 defense. You can also have him blitzing up the middle. He's going to be the perfect knife for the Dallas Cowboys, and just look out. So yeah, so on that one, we didn't lose. And some people might go with D. Smith as a player, but think about it. Did Philly even really need D. Smith? Is he really, really, really going to help exponentially Philly like D. Smith is going to help? I mean, is D. Smith going to help Philly like Parsons is going to help us? No. And let me tell you something else. Just keeping it all the way funky with everybody that's listening in. just telling everybody the bone hard truth. Okay, just nothing but the truth. We also doing real good, and y'all just be patient with me because I'm really breaking this down how we beat Philly. Cause I at first I was hearing all the chatter and I was getting concerned like, oh look out for Philly, oh Philly, Philly, oh Philly, look out for Philly, right? Nah, cause guess what? This is something else that's exponentially important that we all gotta consider and we gotta keep in mind. Our second rounder beat their first rounder. Anybody think of that? Anybody think of that? Yeah, that's important, right? So basically, D. Smith owe Boss Man revenge. It's not the other way around. Boss Man won that matchup. If it was any matchup that you want to say, if we looking at division rivalries, you want your second rounder to have a history of winning on the first round talent from the other team. We got that. So when I look at it from a matchup standpoint, Dallas also wins that as well. So when you look at Dallas in terms of getting a very talented linebacker, and you look at the fact that Boss Man already is one up on D. Smith, I'm already feeling good about how we matched up against Philly. So I'm gonna go back because we got a lot of people that's coming in the building. Sadiq Charles say, "Hello, boss. What's up?" And then Mojo said, "Yes, because you don't know what a young offensive-minded head coach got up his sleeve." Oh, he must be talking to somebody in the chat. The question here isn't Smith or Parsons. This is coming from Matt Owens. It's Parsons, Golston versus Smith. Yeah, good thought on that, Professor. That alone changes the narrative. Yeah, we're going to tackle that. And then Tavis said, yes, Mojo, he can start. Okay, so y'all talking to each other. So if y'all got some questions to me, let me know, man, and I'll address it because I just laid out some thought that, I'm very interested in the back and forth that'll come from the chat on that. So, and I'm very interested in hearing from y'all. So I'm going to be looking to the side, trying to see exactly what y'all got to say about that. So, so that was dealing with the first round, right? So that was the first round analysis. When I look at the first round analysis and I look at matchups, right? I have to go with Dallas. And just to repeat, just real quick, because D. Smith, especially when it goes against Parsons, it's a better fit short term for us. It's also equal net talent, right? So you got freak on freak. Dallas, we lost in terms of likely career success based on what would have happened if D. Smith would have came to Dallas, but we exponentially win in terms of defensive need. Then, just to repeat one more time for people that's just coming in the building, you also got the fact that Boss Man is one up already on D. Smith. So we can just kind of sit back and enjoy at least round one and round two. And see, because you got to look at it from a matchup standpoint. Like, you got to think about it. We're going to be seeing these same draft picks. We're going to be going against them. They're going to be going against us. It's going to be the same story for the next 4 years. This was not, none of these draft picks was for just 1 year. All of them, you got to think about is going to be for 4 to 5 years. All right, so going into round two. So going into round two, uh, and I might not deal with all of the rounds. I'm gonna probably deal maybe with the first four, and then I'll wait till like some of the Boss Cowboy sports team come together. That way we can debate this out. Cause right now y'all kind of hearing it from one side, and I think I'll own anybody on this topic. Like I think if somebody try to come to me and say Philly won this, I'm gonna dunk them on their head. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. Nobody gonna be able to tell me after really looking at this that Philly like owned us. No, you're not gonna be able to tell me that. But let's go back real quick. I want to just kind of highlight something real quick. So let's go back and look at it real quick, uh, and look at where we started. So we started with Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys drafts versus Philadelphia's. So round one we dealt with Devontae, and then we dealt with Michael Parsons, right? So now we also kind of alluded to round two, and we go deal into the round two. Now round two, I'm gonna be honest, they won that. They won this. They won that hands down. Because if you look at it, we got Kelvin Josephs, and he performed well against D. Smith. I already took kind of talked about that. but they got Landon Dickerson. Epic. All right. So let's just talk about Landon real quick because I got to be fair. Like, I'm not going to ever shoot people that listen to Boss Cowboy Sports. I'm never going to give you Kool-Aid ever. All right. So looking at him, right, you got to ask yourself, who in the next 4 years will be will he go against? It's real simple. They actually played each other already. Sadly, our guy greatly lost. Hey, I just got to be honest with y'all, man, real quick. I'm not going to say greatly, but it was a lot of times on pivotal downs that our guy got put on the skates. I'm going to be all the way honest with you. And skates meaning that where he basically just owned them. Landon Dickerson, which we'll say their second rounder, beat Quitten, our sixth rounder. And Quitten is bigger. You can see the weight here, 6'4", 357, right? Versus 6'6", 325. Didn't mean a thing. That weight didn't mean a thing. Landon won that matchup. So we go just be all the way honest because we looking at this from a matchup standpoint. Because if you saying Philly won, we got to look at the matchup that's going to be the draft matchups, and that's one match. That's one draft matchup. Just to be all the way honest, we lose that one. Now, so just like we talked about Boss Man, and we was very, very clear on this. I think very, very fair on this. Just like we talked about D. Smith trying to get his revenge because Boss Man won that matchup. We got the same thing going on. Same teams. Landon won that matchup, so Quinn got to get his revenge. So at this point, you can even start saying that we're tied. If you look at draft against draft, right? Because Landon is going to be. I look up to Landon so much that I saw Landon. I was like, I would get him right now, even with Tyler Biadish. Right now, he's that good. And you know, a lot of people say, "Man, you crazy." No, you crazy. If you turn on the tape, man, that dude Landon is basically the mountain from the Game of Thrones reincarnated into a football player. That's what that dude is. Crazy strong. I mean, he pushed Quentin. He won the point war. He did. So we just being all the way honest. So we go keep it moving though. Uh, so we go right into round three. So round three, somebody asked me a question. So moving the chains asked the question. Let me go to my friend. She said, I want to take this. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. She said, you think they won that, boss? I don't know. I think that our number two smoking their number one. Yep, gives Joseph a bump. Yeah, let me put her comment in. It's a good one. Also, we're matching Dickinson against Bohina or against Urban. See, good points. Good points. Ooh, I love moving the chains. See, you going ahead of me moving the chains. You going ahead of me. But you are so spot on what you just said. When you saying Philly won, right? You got to look at who's the matchup from the draft picks. And she perfectly said it. Now you couldn't see the rest of her comment, but she talked about it's gonna be Urban taking on their rookie center. I'm going with our vet there. I'm now over the career. Yeah, Landon is gonna be a better player than Urban. I'm just telling you that right now. And he might win against him year one. It could happen, moving and change. But at the same time, matchup for matchup going into 2021, I agree with you. But yeah, but our guy lost, and I'm just being honest with that. So I'm gonna keep looking at y'all comments, man, and see. Yeah, my boy Keystone here in the building. What's up, Keystone? Hey, and if you want to get in the show, bro, I'll send you the link, and you know how we do it, man. We'll just rock. You know how we do it. But my boy Keystone, yeah, man, sleeper guru. Yeah, Landon is a beast. Absolutely, super beast. Super beast. I'm taking y'all comments because it's good stuff. And Dickinson probably. Let me see, man. Mojo crazy. He said Dixon probably whooping Urban too. No hate. That's just honest. No, Mo. No, Mo. That's just honest. Like round two, they really got to steal. They did. Like just keeping it all the way. But let's move to round three because I already said we moving to round three. All right. They also got Milton. So from the first three picks, and I'm gonna actually say this one to the OC because this is the OC's peg cat, right? So this is what I'm gonna attempt to do real quick. This is what I'm gonna attempt to do. Um, I'm going to player for player. Now I'm gonna say this: in the first three rounds, if the draft stopped after the first three rounds, Philly won. If the draft stopped after the first three rounds, Philly won. Okay, because the closest player matchup wise is Ball. That's the closest one, and he don't match up freak for freak. No, he does not. Not even player for player. But to move in the change point, who made an excellent point. To move in the change point, it's not about will Milton be going against Ball, but we are grading the draft. So right now we got to look at player on player, right? Who did they acquire? Who did we acquire, right? That and I do know, I already know what you're saying, boss. You looking at a third rounder versus like a fourth rounder. I get it. But I'm looking at this from these guys are going to be in our division, and the goal with these guys is they're going to play each other. So it's that. So listen, we breaking this down fair, and most people not gonna break it down as deep. They not gonna look at Philly, really break down their draft, and then compare it to our guys and say what's gonna happen 4 years from now. All right. So I'ma also give. I can't wait to talk to the OC about this one because this one gonna be. We gonna probably fight this one out. I'm almost certain. Uh, but at the same time, the closest guy draft for draft is Ball. But I'm gonna tell y'all from here on, man, Dallas clearly won the draft. From here on. And I ain't even don't come to me. Don't come to me crying about Philly. I ain't trying to hear it. Look, I'm not looking at grass that's green on the other side because our grass is pretty damn green. So we going into the fourth. From here on, it's Dallas. It's clear as hell Dallas, man. I'm gonna be all the way honest. So, and I ain't gonna even bore you. I'm gonna get to the point and just break this down. So if you look at Philly, their fourth round pick is Zach McPherson. I looked up his tape. Very young, very little, nothing special. Trust me, I play corner. I know what I'm looking at. This guy is really nothing special. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when you go look at Philly, you can see that Philly really drafted BPA. That's what they did because they needed secondary help. Just think about everybody take a pause, take a prayer, and think about how the triplets cooked Philly. Just think about it. I think it was around week 16. Just think about it. It was like soft porn. It was gross how Dallas dismantled that secondary. Just think about it. So we talking about Philly, 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 Philly. And your answer to the to that harassment that we gave y'all meaning Philly, you mean to tell me this is your answer? Hey, funny. Good joke. Good joke. Yeah, man. And yeah, moving to change. Yes, I did say soft porn. Yes, it was pretty much soft porn. What we did today was on the level, and I'm serious. It was, whoo, it was. They took turns. That's why I called it soft porn. Like after Gallup had his way, then Cooper had his way. Everybody had their way. So from here on, I'm telling y'all, it is clear Dallas. Like it's not even close. And I'm gonna tell you like this: who would win this matchup? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. It's so easy now. Don't even play yourself. Come on now. Listen, and we just talking about on paper. Simi would own this guy, bruh. Have anybody really watched Simi? Simi can literally take over. Simi's issue was bad QB play. Yeah, as Sadiki said, I dislike them dead Eagles. Me too. That's why I'm like. So when I start looking at it, because everybody kept telling me, "Oh Philly, Philly, oh Philly, 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 Philly." I said, let me go take a look. Damn, because I kept hearing this, and when I took a look, I was like, man, come on, bro. You won the first 3 rounds, but like to move in a change point, yeah, but they don't really match up against us as a team, right? So yeah, you got Williams, you won that, but what is really Williams gonna do against Zach Martin? Is he gonna even beat Connor Williams? Likely no. Is he gonna even really make something happen against Biotish? No, come on now, stop. Like no, we set. Like no, no, nothing like Quentin Williams go not Quentin Williams. Milton Williams go take a second to develop. Now he not gonna come in like that. Even though he a freak, he's not, y'all. I'm just telling you. We win the matchup. Boss man already winning the matchup on D Smith. We definitely lose the matchup with our fifth rounder or our sixth rounder versus the second rounder, which was the first rounder in Landon. Like we lose that. But from here on, bro, come on now. Come on, you going with Simi. You going with Simi over Zach every time. So let's go into the fifth. All right, we gonna go right into the fifth round. And see, y'all can see this show ain't even that long at all. Look, we breaking this down like cause see we this is what we want here at Boss Cowboy Sports. If you talking to somebody from Philly or you talking to a Cowboy fan, we want y'all to have at least something to where you can go back to and forward them this. So once we finish this stream and you start getting to these debates, you got evidence now and somebody that went line by line, pick by pick, and broke them down and said which one did Philly really beat us. And right now, I'm on. We now they was beating us in the first 3, but from here on, we go landslide these boys. All right, y'all listen now. Listen, I'm not playing with Philly, man. I don't like Philly. I can't stand Philly, so I sure ain't finna give them no credit. All right, and I don't even gotta count all our picks to say we beat them. I can skip Osa. I can skip Chauncey. I can skip Nashawn. Let's go to their next pick. Kenneth Gainwell, 5'11", 191. They got them a Pollard. Come on, man. Like, oh, come on now. They got them a Pollard. Ooh. No. No. None of us should be. I don't even got to break this down. Just the measurables alone should be. So, and I'm not going to get deep into this. I'm going to just get to the point. I'm going to get to the point. Who won? Come on now. Come on now. This is not hard, man. Do I have to say anything else, or do I just the pitch alone should do it? I'm not gonna say anything else. We won, okay, and that's not including the other guys, right? That's not including Osa, Chauncey. That was a reach to me. I'm not gonna even lie. I pray to God that he work out, and who knows what can happen. But that was real. But I'm just saying, when you see Chauncey and you see Nashawn, you'll think, "Oh, we lost. Oh, we lost to Philly. We lost to." No, the hell we did not. We did not lose to no Philly. No, cause bam, cause who go see each other the next 4 years? Who wins that matchup? Come on now. Yeah, I'm looking at the comments, Jabril. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so so it's one of those things that like so now when you start counting, right? Now everything is extra, right? So Osa is extra. If you think about it, that's extra sauce in the comparison. Chauncey is the wild card, likely go be special teams. Even the Sean Wright, he likely go end up being special teams. I'm just telling people. But so we comparing drafts. So they got them some good players. We got good players. We match up better on most of them so far, and we got more special teams. That tell me we winning, y'all. It's just simple. That's telling me we winning. When I look at it side by side. All right, let's keep going because that one was easy. This one it don't look as good when we go into the sixth. All right, so we in the sixth. All right, but we still look good. We still look good. All right, because they got Marlon. Marlon wasn't bad. They did good with Marlon. They did good with Marlon. So we comparing drafts. Oh yeah, if somebody said Jabril, we go get down to Jabril. Yeah, we go get down to. But looking at it, so looking at Marlon, and I'm saying, who can we compare him to? Who could he go against if somebody hit the field? And that one, I think we take a L. Matt Farnart, yeah, he's big, but he doesn't play as good as Marlon. But we also comparing a seventh rounder to a sixth rounder, right? But then you got to then ask yourself, who is Marlon going to be going against? That is he going to be an instant threat? No, he's a hopeful. That's what Marlon is to Philly. He's a hopeful. He's a guy that they hope emerge into a solid defensive tackle. He's not a for sure. So I'm not crying over Marlon versus our guy, right? But then when you compare Marlon to our other guy that's graded, most people will put Ball over Marlon, talent for talent. So then again, at that point, Dallas is winning again. Again. Okay, when you say talent for talent. So then we look at Teron Jackson. Okay, same thing. Talent for talent, Dallas wins that. Ball is more talented than this guy. Period. Hands down. Not even a question. Right? And so, and somebody said to see, yeah. Oh, I see. I should have. Damn, good point. Good ass point, Mo. Tyler Biotish versus Marlon. Damn, that's a good point. See, I love the chat, man. Y'all smart. So Mojo, let's be honest. Who wins that? Come on now, we already know that's Tyler. That's Tyler, man. Like matchup wise, Tyler wins that, bro. That's not even close. Well, you know, Marlon's good, but he not better than Tyler. Tyler also had a first round grade. The only reason Tyler slipped was because he had hip surgery and then he had late shoulder surgery in the draft process. That's the only reason. Tyler had a top 15 grade going into his senior year. So you talking about first round talent versus Marlon? Yeah, Tyler wins that matchup. Good point, man. Good point. I love that, man. We got smart Cowboy fans up in here. All right. So here we go. Here we go. So let's get into it. Jacoby. They got Jacoby. Ooh. 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 Man, listen, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I think Cox play a better safety than Jacoby. I think if they converted Cox to safety right now with the Dallas Cowboys, he'll be better. Jacoby did not live up to the number 7 of LSU. When you supposed to rock that 7 at LSU, that means you supposed to be a baller. That means you supposed to be a killer. That means you supposed to be the next guy. He was not. No. Your 6th round self wasn't even better than Cox. I would even say you not even that much better than Israel. You not. And so, and then to me, I don't know how y'all judge it, but to me, no, no, Israel is better. Now, Israel might take a little while. I don't like the move of converting him to safety. I hate it. I think Dallas disrespects safety. I'm being all the way honest with y'all. I think it's super disrespectful how the Dallas Cowboys treat safety. They truly treat safety as if it's not important. It's disrespectful. This is another year where they took a corner and then moved him to safety as if you can go from corner and learn the fastest league speed without having that ramp up of experience. That's disrespectful to the position itself. It's disrespectful. So that's why you see Reggie Robinson going from corner to safety to safety to corner. Byron Jones corner to safety to corner. It's because they act like it's not important. The odds are bad when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and safety. It's just disrespectful. But that's a whole nother thing. I'm gonna get back to the comparison because that's what we're here for. And so I'm gonna say this because we're looking at matchups again. Ask yourself, who's better, Jacoby or Simi? Yeah. Moving the chain said, "Preach, boss." I don't know why they don't like safeties. Yeah, I know. I don't. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Moving the chains. Like I gotta show that comment. It's disrespectful. It's. And y'all know I'm gonna do a video on that. I gotta do a video on that because it's at this point disrespectful. None of us should hope in safety again because the front office, and I think it's coming from Stephen Jones, is clearly showing. See, because I got a theory about this. I really do. Y'all listen to my crazy theory. Now, this is a theory. Let me see if my button's working. Uh, yeah, I got a theory. And I'm pushing all my buttons. Yeah, I got a real theory on this. See, yeah, so hear me out on my theory. Y'all really hear me out because I mean this. I think, I think, Stephen Jones, if my memory serves me correctly, I think he played tight end. And I play corner, so I know every day at practice we always win against the receivers on one. It was every time we practice. It was part of how you got better. It's competition against your own guys. And I think the competition between him and safeties, I think some safeties at Arkansas wherever he played was just giving him the business. This is my theory to where he developed a hatred for safeties and just a lack of respect, and he just don't value them. Look, listen, I know that's a wild theory, but at this point, it's just crazy what happens in Dallas with the safety position. Uh, I'm getting into my next video. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna get back to these picks. Y'all know me. I go. Let's get back to the picks. I almost went off on a tangent, but we in round 7, so that means we almost done with it. Cause see, I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna do this again because I want to do this with some people that actually feel like Philly won. I'm gonna beat their head in. I'm like, man, you better not ever come at me with no Philly won this draft. I'm gonna dunk you on your head. Philly did not win this draft, man. Anybody that's anybody that's afraid of Philly from this draft, you just scary. You just scared. That's you a coward. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Cause like it's nothing to like super fear about Philly with this. So we going in around 7, and we gonna be quick with this. They got them a defensive end, okay, and actually I think he played even better than their 6th round pick. But once again, when you match up talent for talent, it's simple. Our guy's better, and it's clear. It's clear. So just so I'm not gonna bore y'all with a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna get always to the point, uh, and just look at it just for how it is. When you look at Dallas on the surface and you see the sexiness of Philly, right, and you see because on the surface it does look like they was better. I mean, their first three picks was highlights from Boss Cowboy. Their first three picks are highly graded in the Boss Cowboy Guide. If people don't know, that's the book that I wrote, and this the second book I came out with in the off season. So in the Boss Cowboy Guide, when you look at their picks, and what I said will be ideal for the Dallas Cowboys, and you look across the street and you say, damn, they got three out the gate. And the OC's pet cat. So then all of a sudden, when your favorites go to your rival, you start kind of getting afraid. But that's why we gotta all slow down and digest this, man. And we all took a week to eat the draft, but now panic shouldn't be. We shouldn't be in no panic now, especially if you stayed through this whole presentation. Cause and I'm gonna just recap just a little bit. It's no way you can look at our defensive need, no way, and say that Parsons was a bad pick. You can't. You would say that's a good pick. Add to the fact that our guy won the matchup against the Heisman winner. Add to the fact that we did lose the matchup against this guy, Landon. We lost the matchup. But our guy got great upside. He got to get stronger because he got moved. So we'll say we took some L's at the beginning. Milton is a freak, but to move and to change point, what does he do and how does he really hurt us? That's the next question. So if they won this draft, are you really telling me that third round Milton is going to come in and super impact that middle? I say he's not. Even though he's very freakish, he still has to learn the game. He doesn't have enough technique to really be a killer interior guy immediately. So I'm not sweating that. Matchup for matchup, we also got a player that's not as freakish, but also considered just as good. But then we take off from there. It's not even close. Zach, man, our fourth receiver would smoke him. They have not answered. Philly has not answered sufficiently, in my opinion, their weakness at the corner and safety position. Not to me. We still got too many weapons, and Simi is just gonna be an extra weapon. Extra weapon. We over the top on weapons going against them. They don't match up on us on that, man. Let's just be honest with that. And then obviously going in the fifth round, they got them a scat back. We got us a guy that matches up super good against that. Come on now. I ain't afraid of. We got the better guy right here, man. Period. Hands down. They got them interior guy, but that guy ain't gonna come around. Our guy might come around too. Our seventh rounder might give him hell, right? Then their edge don't match up with the guy that we got. He does not. He does not match up. Our guy matches up way better. That's why we went and reached for him and looked over those red flags because of the play. And then Jacoby, he didn't live up to the seven. I'm just recapping. Israel plays just as good, and if he's by miracle able to take the safety, he might be a better natural safety than Jacoby, who played it for years. And yes, I said that. And then on top of that, Simi would likely cook him too. So, and then obviously looking at their seventh round pick and then versus Ball, we win that. So yeah, so I just basically wanted to kind of do a show. This was actually the OC's idea. And let me see. Somebody asked me a good question real quick. We're gonna go to y'all questions. So Mo said, "Boss, can you do the Giants next?" I'm doing the Giants next. That's Wednesday. And this is just the drafts. We go in more in depth. Like this is just the surface. Like obviously I want to go to the level of like what Moving the Chains is saying, where we're talking real matchup on matchup. Right now we talking draft on draft. But really when we talk about facing our division rivals, it's gonna be the real matchup on matchup. And so yeah, we go do the Giants next, and yeah, that's next, and then obviously the Redskins, and that's gonna be Wednesday. So y'all stay tuned for that, and yeah, we're gonna definitely do that one. Let me see. Let me take a couple of more questions before we rock, cause I might stay depending on y'all questions. Depends on if y'all bringing some good heat. real quick. Let me see what my boy Professor O said. At least Makuma transition to safety already started last season as at strong safety. I didn't even know that, man. See, that's something that you educated me on. See, Matt is my boy. See, Matt, he digs real deep into the tape, deeper than me. Matt, you know, when we get off the show, just tell me the games and I'll go check it out. Because, see, that is very important what you just said. That's so important on what you said because that's what scared me about the Israel pick. And that's what makes me not like Dallas on how they treat safety is stop taking corners and convert them to safety as if it's just easy to do that. You know, really, like, why did you pass up on Jamar Johnson and James Washington and all of those types for so long when they got years and years of playing safety? But it does make me feel good if he play because I saw him playing in the nickel. I didn't know if he was that was actually playing strong or not. So I did see him in the slot, and I assumed it was a nickel because if I looked at it right, it seemed as if they had two safeties over top, and then Bishop in the house. Let me see what Bishop talking about real quick. Obviously, I got to check him out. Let me see what you're talking about, Bishop. He said, "Boss, I hope that Quinn does not adopt that loyalty approach that has killed this organization for shit." Who see Bishop? See Bishop, you can't do that. You can't come in, just bang it down, but don't like that. I think we already seen it, Bishop. Let me read his comment again. Because what he said is epic. Boss, I hope that Quinn does not adopt the loyalty approach that has killed this organization. I think we already seen it. Because let me ask you a question, Bishop, and everybody else. Where's the competition at safety? Yeah. Where's the competition? Once again, very thin competition. Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown fighting for their life every year. Every year, as if they well, it's actually Anthony Brown plays bad, but Jordan Lewis fights for his life every year. Safety, and go back and think about it. What was the breakdown the first four games? Was it the corners or was it the safeties? What started us in that hole? Was it the corners or was it the safeties? Where should we have brought in epic competition? Did we do it last year? No. Did we do it the year before that? No. All the guys we brought in, we ran off. So yeah, Kazi and Neil seems to be Quinn's guys because they sure did not bring in competition. Bishop, did they? Now, if they did, you tell me. But I didn't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, I agree. They've already settled it. I agree 100%. Like, it was disrespectful. Like, I'm sitting here watching Jamar Johnson with a grade of CBS of 74. We were still picking at 177. You can't tell me that he was not a blinking light. Nobody blind like that, man. Come on. I ain't calling you man, Bishop. Obviously, I respect you more than that. But y'all see what I'm saying? Like, come on now. It's disrespectful, man. And so it's one of those things to where whoever got in safety is treated like it's like long snapper. they they it was literally two long snappers, I believe, that was drafted before Washington from TCU. Yeah, it's disrespectful, man. Yeah. And somebody said stop worrying about safety. Hold on real quick. Are you serious? You must be trolling. I'm gonna get that coming off. I'm gonna get that coming off. I'm not gonna address that. But yeah, but going back to this question, yeah, I ain't gonna waste my time on silly shit. Like Mojo said, Boss Week 1 Cowboys versus Bucks. How you feeling? Let me get to week. Let me get there first because I want to see what the injuries are. I want to see how guys get through training camp. healthy for healthy, paper on paper, yeah, we can beat them. Yeah, we can actually scorch them. Uh, yeah, and we should. I think we're better on paper, but at the same time, we got to see how Quinn's system and his guys actually pan out. We're going to get a better look at them after training camp when we can literally in preseason. So once we get the preseason and we start getting the indication of how our guys are going to be used, and we can actually see what the product actually looks like firsthand versus speculation, then I have a better feel. But right now, Mojo, I think we can beat the Bucks. And really, I'm gonna say this too. Our defense don't have to be top 10 this year. Our defense gonna really only need to get to average, and we should win most of our games. Our offense is crazy good and got better. Semi made our offense better, y'all. Semi made our offense better. Even our number four receivers are nice. We quality on offense. Zeke nice, and we got extra. We got like four swings. The only liability that I would say that's sitting on our offense is the left guard position, and that's where we failed because we didn't bring in epic competition. That's where we failed. But if Connor Williams this offseason can get stronger, he don't got to get bigger. He got to get stronger. Because, see, this is what happened with Connor Williams. What happened with Connor Williams is he could not stop the bull rush on pivotal downs. When you look at the breakdown of Connor Williams, he played good up into pivotal downs and especially passing downs, third and long, where Dak needed to throw or one of the quarterbacks needed to throw. That's where he was muscled, and it was usually with a bull rush. The tape is out on him. They know when the player's on the line, they're gonna put their best player on top of Connor Williams, and they go right through him. And they're gonna do that because he's not strong. So he got to get strong. He got to develop more chest strength and a stronger anchor. If he does not, we gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna take some more questions real quick because these questions are fire. I love them. Clay Coop said, "To be fair, if you're a corner in college, that means you're a better athletes on the team, not safeties. At least you should be able." Yeah, yeah. Athlete wise, no doubt, Clay, no doubt. Athlete wise, corners are generally way better athletes than safeties. Generally, hips are generally more fluid. That's why they put on the toughest assignments generally. But at the same time, Clay, it's super disrespectful to think that the instincts at corner is going to immediately transfer over to safety. Cause see, I played Division One corner myself, and I can tell you, I played corner for years before I even got my scholarship. And then when I got my scholarship, it took me to year three to really learn the nuance and details and how to actually fool offenses and all that kind of stuff. So 7 years of playing corner before I really started to really get it. Like reading 3-step, 7-step, 5-step drops, route combos, all that kind of stuff, patterns and match patterns, all the kind of stuff that I learned from years and years of playing it. Like you basically telling somebody with corner instincts to then have the same exact instincts when the game has just got exponentially faster. So it don't matter what kind of athlete you are. If you diagnose slow, it takes away your athleticism. That's why safeties generally in the draft or the pro days and combines could run a 4.7 or 4.6 and nobody would even blink. They wouldn't drop. Their grades wouldn't drop from running the 4.7 because most of the time when they trying to scout you, they looking at how do you play with anticipation, which shows your film study, which shows your ability to be able to pick up keys and assignments. Another thing about safety from the back end, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm telling you, I'm being all the way with you. I'm being all the way honest with you. I'm telling you this from experience. My coach, Coach Henderson, who coached for the Buffalo Bills, he used to teach us and tell us this because it was true. He said corners are brain dead. Yeah. Corners were brain dead. And when I thought about it, I said, damn, he right. Meaning safeties tell us what to do. Corners never tell safeties what to do. Because, and think about it, safeties are back and they can see everything, even the motions. A lot of times, corners have to be focused on one side and one responsibility. So, like for instance, it's gonna sound real technical, but I'm gonna try to break this down. I remember some of my college changes that we used to get from the safeties, depending on the formation, right? So what would happen is, I'm gonna give y'all, if I was playing the boundary, and this is what the boundary means, it's the short side of the field, okay? So if I was in the boundary, it didn't matter what call we had. If it went where it was a single receiver to my side and they motioned the trips, it was automatic man and automatic press because we wanted to take away the quick throw. Okay? But a lot of times, guess who wouldn't see it? I wouldn't, right? Because if I'm actually locked in on this man and I'm playing corner and I'm looking directly at him, the safety would have to tell me from the motion, silver, 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 silver. And then okay, that's silver. So I go up and press him. I didn't think. I depended on the safety to think and see. And I thought about it. I said, Coach Henderson is right. I never tell them what to do. They always tell us what to do. So it's disrespectful to take the quarterback of the defense and the quarterback of the back end and then just say, you're kind of not important. No, you're very important. Because if you're a panicking ass safety, then what'll happen is you'll be out there giving the wrong calls to the corner because you got to be the quarterback back there too. People don't know that. It's the safeties that give the calls. So the secondary calls, because most people don't also know this, they're generally the front seven calls and the back end calls. And you'll have coaches, you'll have your secondary coach who will throw up whatever the secondary is supposed to be doing, and then you'll have the front seven stunts and all that kind of stuff. Who the quarterback of the back end? It's the safety. So it's more than just athleticism. It's not just, he's athletic. It's also the cerebral side of the game that's disrespectful. But that's a good question. That's why I want to address that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So just real quick. Devon Norton says safety is the key. Thank you. Yes, safety is the QB of the secondary. See, this is why I want y'all to follow Boss Cowboy Sports, because it is a lot of years of film here. It is a lot of years of research here. That's why I'm so happy to rock with my brother, the OC, because the OC, obviously, when y'all listen to him, he got a lot of knowledge. But it's the years and years and years of being on the offensive side and years of film study. And same with me, it's the years and years of film study and going against these different teams. And plus, I'm not a dumb dude. Like, it's some football players that's, just to be honest, they not the smartest. But, I graduated top of my class, summa cum laude. Like, and I love the game, so I really studied it. Like, I really, really, really studied it. And so I wanted to come across on this show. To where you can see that I'm not right on everything, but I give it thought, man, and I really look at this stuff. Uh, okay, good question, man. Damn, y'all going crazy today on good questions. What is the middle linebacker compared to the safety? Yeah, the linebacker is the quarterback of the front seven, you can say. I think that's the best way to say it. Because when you go watch, go watch KJ Wright. Like, go just look at him play. And not just him play, just look at him. Just look at him. Hopefully y'all have NFL Game Pass. Just go look at him and watch how he's aligning everybody all the time. All the time. Linebackers do it all the time because that's why I say it, and y'all really pay attention to what I'm saying on this. The defense usually have multiple calls. They have a front seven call and a back end call, which would be the back end four. So the back end four is the right corner. Sometimes if you say back end five, that would include a nickel, but you're going to have a strong call and a free safety call, and a left corner call. and usually they give it to you by signals. So that's a good question. So and as the fronts change, and as the offense do things like go in motion and show up in different formations, then it's the defense and the linebacker that's giving you those calls. So, yeah. So let me see. My boy Bluff in the building, man. Yeah, I'm taking questions for now, cause these are good questions, man. I love it. Oh man, you see Bluff, my boy, man. Yeah, definitely get them likes up. He said Bluff said it's 38 watching on 18 likes. Let's all support and click the thumbs up. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, it's an algorithm. It's an algorithm, obviously, in YouTube. And in that YouTube algorithm, you gotta hit them buttons, man. Y'all gotta hit that like. You gotta hit that subscribe. You got to. If you don't, you're not really helping. You're not telling YouTube that y'all like our content. And I know how it is. What'll happen is you'll get caught up and I get caught up talking and we'll all forget. But just take a second, like literally take 1 second and just hit that button. It's super important. And also, and thank you, Bluff. I appreciate it. Bluff, good dude, man. Bluff, we need to do a show soon, brother. We been due. We been due. Um, do the same thing on Facebook. Like as you can see, I'm doing more on YouTube now because we already are close to 600 subs. We're growing exponentially fast to be a new show, and so sometimes you got to starve where you're doing good, really good, because we over 4,000 subscribers on Facebook, but we need to get up to 1,000 to hit our first goal through YouTube. So, but thanks for that, Bluff. Let me see. See now, Clay, I think you got a point here. I think you got a point here. I'm gonna take this Clay again. Clay, I mean, good question again. You said not question but comment. You said I think J. Lou has football instincts to transfer to free safety. Hell of 5 point, man. The key word that you said is instincts. That's why I kind of buy it with J. Lou. I kind of buy it with him, but it's risky even with him. It's risky with him, but I do love his instincts, bro. And it's one thing, Clay, that I love about J. Lou. J. Lou has been since he's been here the best tackler for the Dallas Cowboys. The best tackler, and it's not even close. Like I did a film breakdown. Man, when I saw him tackle Saquon Barkley in open field space and do it with Ingram 4 times in the game, now this is Saquon. That's shoot, man. Listen, that's no man. That's not easy, bro. Like that, no. Saquon is scary, dangerous agility with elite speed and hard to bring down. All of that built in one guy, and J. Lou did it with him and Ingram 4 times. So the last line of defense, you want also to be your best tackler. That's where I love your comment. I love it where you say his football instincts. It would be about can he actually develop and learn the nuance of safety and how to play in space. It's hard to play in space, y'all. Don't think that it takes a while to learn how to play in space because that quarterback, the first thing he don't look at the corner. He look at the safety. And then how good are you at manipulating that safety? I mean that quarterback. See, safety, man, it's disrespectful how Dallas treats safety, man. Let me see what my boy Rodney said. See what Rodney said. Rodney said, "Boss, you know I'm rocking with you. Remember when we went back and forth about Dak? You made me see what you saw." Yeah, man. It was the early days. I was kind of by myself on Dak. I was, and yeah, and Dak. But Dak also had, people came around on Dak at their own time, and all of us had to respect that. So it's nobody better than the other. Like, oh, I was first on Dak. I was first. You guys was late. Quarterback is hard, and once you jump on the wagon, you better make sure you're right. You know what I mean? So some people wanted to see more, and that's okay. And I'm just glad you came around. That's the most important part is that now all of us starting to come together on Dak, and I appreciate that. Real quick, take a couple more comments. Do you think there's a reason he couldn't do it? You gonna have to tell me who he is. I don't know who the he is. So yeah, just Carson, put who you referring to, and I address that comment. Real quick. Okay, hold on real quick. I like this question. I like this question a lot. I love this one. Who do you think had the best draft in our division? All right. And see, listen, I'm not go cap. I'm not gonna fake it with y'all. I'm still researching. I'm still researching. I will know by next Sunday. I'm breaking down the Giants next draft for draft. Then I'm obviously breaking down Washington draft for draft. Uh, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe because when I answer those questions, you want to get the notification. Uh, but I'm not gonna front like let me look at it, and I'm gonna do exactly like what I did today, where we're gonna look at the draft. We're gonna go line by line, matchup for matchup, and that's how we go do it, right? Because that's the fairest and smartest way to do it, right? Where we looking at okay, who is Landon Dickerson go against, right? These 4 years, where we know that would be Quentin, right? Or we might ask ourselves, just trying to be smart and think about this from a matchup standpoint, we'll say, okay, who is Devontae go against? Oh, he's gonna go against likely boss man Kelvin. Well, we won that one. So did we lose the draft on that? Hell no, we didn't. Right? And so then we might look and say, okay, Kenneth from Memphis, who is he gonna match up with? Cox? Oh, we win. You know what I'm saying? So give me some time to do that, man, and then I'll definitely get back to that. Okay, I see your question now on what you said about Lewis Carlton. So you saying, with your question, you saying why don't I think he can do it? It's the ability to play in space, okay, and manipulate the quarterback. That's taken for granted from safeties, and plus the instincts when you play in corner, your responsibilities are different. Okay. So there are two containments. There's defensive end containment, and then there's actually the field containment, and that's corner. So when we say containment, what that means is don't let anybody outside you. Right? So you always taught in corner, force everything inside to your help. And that's why we the last was called containment. You would be actually switching your thinking when you go to safety. Because now the corner is trying to force everything inside to you, where you have to usually tackle in what's called running lanes. And you have to develop instincts on how to tackle and make plays in lanes versus containment. It's different. So like when people have ideas like Lewis moving to safety and it's just go work, or taking Israel and we're gonna move him to safety and it's just gonna work and shit like that. Excuse me for cursing. And stuff like that. It's you gotta know that these guys and men have spent years working on these instincts, and these instincts become literally second nature. Right? It was my nature that once I read run, and I'm the corner, right? And the way that you read run generally from corner, especially if it's no receiver to your side, it's if the tight end blocks down. They call it blocking down. So if you see a tight end block, your next eye progression is supposed to go into the backfield to see if it's run action at you. So if you see run action at you, you're supposed to go up with force, either create a pile or hold a containment. And it took years to develop those instincts to where you see it at split second and go. You asking a guy with new instincts to just have natural instincts at free. That's why it's hard. Now, Jay Lou, because he's such a athlete, would be the person that I would say has the best chance at being able to do that. You know what I mean? Just because he's an athlete, and plus and I'm gonna tell you a person who was just freakish as a football player, who could do it and just to me was just probably the best back end GOAT, and that would be Charles Woodson. He played everything great. Corner, he was great. Great instincts. Free, he was great. Picking the ball off all the time. Strong, he was great. Fantastic instincts. Nickel, he was great. It didn't matter where you put him in the secondary, he was a monster. And see, J. Lou kind of, that's why I like to comment on instincts because Charles played with tremendous instinct and crazy football back end IQ. So I just wanted to answer that question real quick, man, and then I'm gonna answer a few more. Okay, hold on, real quick. Hold on. Carson. Oh, did you say what I think you said? I think we should play. Oh my God, Carson. He said I think we should play Cox some at strong safety and Dino at free safety some, so we can get our best players out there. Oh, see, Carson. I just did a show literally where I was jumped by my boy Big Game James, Skywalker, and Law. They hated that idea. I had the exact same idea for the exact same reason, trying to find a way to get Cox on the field. And what's so funny is my dog, Big Game James, this is a true story. My boy just hit me up. And he hit me up before the show. And he said this. And this is not calling that, but boy, it show you how real he is. Cause we debated this hard on this show. It was like a war, right? We went at it. Y'all need to go watch this show. It's on my page too. It's a good show. Uh, my boy hit me. He just said out the blue, maybe Cox could play safety. My boy hit me up out the blue and said, he said, I'm watching this North Dakota tape, and man, and I said the same thing because when I wrote the Boss Cowboy Guide, I looked at all that. I looked at his North Dakota safety tape and I looked at his linebacker tape, and in my conclusion, I said that he was a better safety than he was linebacker, and I was just being honest. Now, you're not gonna hear a lot of people say that. It is different. It's different. But see, listen, when I went through these guys, I'm like my boy Matt Owens, a Professor O. We talk on occasion, and I would say we are similar in spirit to where we are verify type guys. We are very verify. Like I hear what you saying. Then I'm gonna tell you how I am. I hear what you saying, but I'm gonna go check for myself. That's how I always been, and that's what kept me safe and kept me independent. And that's what I said. And at first, my boy Big Game James even said on the show, he said, "Man, you trying to be right?" I didn't even hear it till after the show. I'm like, "Man, my boy called me out." But then because he real, he like, "Nah, I went back behind you, which you supposed to do." Like he didn't see this is why I cover my boy Big Game James. Most people would have just had a fight with you and then tried to be right and wouldn't even did the research. My boy Big Game James went back like we had a fight, but let me go double check and see. And when he saw what I saw, he let me know, which is real. That's what we all should do. Like if I'm proven to be wrong on something because I want what's best for the Cowboys, I should adjust to what's true. And so yeah, so I love this coming, bro. Cause see, I want to spread the gospel on that brother. That I think he should play strong too. The good news is Donovan Wilson also already played a lot of free. He was almost 50 for 50, 50% strong versus free, and he definitely has the range for free. Like remember, I forgot what game, but whenever you see a free safety diving at a ball with a cornerback on a third of the field, that's range. Okay? And my boy said BJG too sensitive. Nah, he not sensitive. Nah, my boy ain't sensitive, man. He passionate. That's the difference. Like he not sensitive. Cause if he was sensitive, and I feel you, man. I feel you. But if my boy was sensitive, he never would have hit me. The fact that he hit me like dog, I see what you're saying now. That makes you not a sensitive person is somebody who will find that they wrong, but they'll never get it right. And that's why I rock with him, man. So yeah, I just wanted to be clear on that. Hold on real quick. Man, we rocking a long time today. Let me see. Chris Hall. Cox will be nice at safety in some situations. I agree. See, I'm so glad Cowboy Nation is saying this. Because I promised to God I felt alone on that. I did. Because when you come out with ideas like this and everybody know he played linebacker at LSU, most people don't go back and look at his tape from North Dakota. And this boy look good. His instincts look great at safety. That's why I said this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not joking when I say this, but I swear to God, I feel like Cox is right now better than Jacoby for Philly at safety. Right now. If so, and this is why I like that idea a lot. Because like I said, and I was saying it earlier, who is the competition at safety for Dallas? We know we got Dino. Donovan Wilson, for people who don't know who Dino is. We know we love Dino. Donovan Wilson. We love him. What if something happens to him? We going back to Thompson? Is that what we doing? Oh, that's the answer. Who's the competition going into this offseason? You know what I'm saying? You know? And see, this is going back to Carson. What Carson just said. He said Cox would be nice at safety in some situations. See, this is what frustrates me about people that be poo-pooing on him with a safety idea, especially at strong. This is what frustrates me about, because people are always saying this stuff. When you talking about Cox, what they always say, "Who he can cover, who he can cover, who his ball skills, who." So if you keep talking about covering and ball skills, where he need to be? Like, what's the first step for everybody who ever played linebacker? What's the first thing that linebackers usually do on their first step? Their first step is usually what? Forward. What's usually the first step for a secondary player? Backwards. The first steps usually for linebackers are usually forward. The first steps for secondary players are usually backwards. What's my point? If you keep talking about Cox being coverage, he's great in coverage and ball skills and all of this, well, where does he likely fit best? And then people will get mad and say, "Boss, you just trying to be different." No, the fuck. No, I'm not. I'm thinking outside the box like Jimmy Johnson did when he looked at one of our greats, Charles Woodson, who came in as a linebacker. He came in as a linebacker, drafted as a linebacker, and Jimmy Johnson kept watching him cover. And as he was watching, he says, "Man, put this dude at safety." Common sense, man. And common sense sometimes ain't coming. So let's also be honest about this. This is what me and my boy Big Game James said. This is a real conversation between two podcasters that just happened before the show. Literally happened before the show. He said, I said, I was not hyping him, bro. His safety tape better than his LB tape, and that's no BS. He said, "Fam, he's not physical at all, even in the lower division. I'm changing my pick, LOL." Cause he looking at the tape, and I was saying the same thing. I was like, "Bruh, the dude missed tackles, bro." I know people came up and said he's the best value in the draft, and look, everybody CBS said he was the best steal. That's because he was a fourth rounder. He would have also been a reach as a first rounder. Listen, nobody can sincerely watch Cox tape and act like he's just so great at tackling. You not watching his tape then. You watching somebody that diagnosed slow. And sometimes, frankly, sometimes it's not physical. That's Cox. I'm being honest. He don't seem like he fit them trenches like y'all say he does. Now, if you saying that he need to be the linebacker that covers the tight end, I'm for that. But the first instincts of a linebacker is to step forward. We talking real common sense football, man. Come on now. So when you hear it, don't fight it because it's different. It's like, no, and guess what? It's not even really that different because we've seen it done epically well before. When Darren Woodson showed the instincts, and yeah, my fault. See, somebody said Darren Woodson, not Charles. Hey man, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. When you doing this podcast and stuff, your mind to be in the right place and your mouth to say something different. Obviously, I was talking about Darren. You know what I'm saying? Just that's just what that is. Obviously, I was talking about Darren Woodson. I said Charles Woodson. Y'all give us some grace sometime, y'all. Y'all be a little bit too tough on us because you gotta, we taking a lot of comments. You operating and doing a whole lot of stuff, from producing and everything and keeping up with what everybody is saying. So yes, thank you, Clay. I meant Darren, not Charles. But y'all know who I was talking about. I was talking about Darren Woodson. Everybody should have known that when I said Jimmy Johnson. So, little Floridian slip on that. But at the same time, it's a good one. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see what my boy Bluff say. Because I respect the hell out of Bluff. Bluff football mind is excellent. He's saying cover three, the wheel linebacker and the strong safety have pretty much the same curl flat responsibility. It's not that big of a stretch for Cox to be an interception. Let me see the rest of his comment. Stretch for Cox to be an interchangeable like that. I agree. I agree. And 100% it's not a stretch at all. And then it's a lot of times the safeties got to get down there like linebackers in the box all the time. So it's about, in my opinion, you got a dude that's supposed to be Bluff, one of the best values of this draft, who everybody continues to rave that he is such great in coverage and he has great ball skills. It's like we can now say linebacker is deep, even for a 3-4. It's pretty deep. So that means you're gonna have super situational, ideal games that where he would play. Versus if you put him at strong, he got a lot more opportunities to play. And then what trips me out, Bluff, is people act like, oh man, that's crazy, boss. That's crazy. No, it's not. Because when we first acquired Neil, none of us was calling him a linebacker. All of us was thinking that we got him to play strong. And then they came out and said he's going to play both. So if you have vision for one to play both because of the versatility of Neil, you can't have vision for this rookie to play both because of the versatility of Cox. Oh, that's such a stretch idea. Oh, that's such a reach. Oh, that's just boss is just being crazy. No, it's common sense. And what needs to happen is the Cowboy fan base needs to repeat common sense ideas and share these type of ideas, and hopefully these type of ideas get in the building because it don't make sense to try to have Cox competing against all these firsts when you can really have them competing against the six rounders in the safety room. Can we say that? So you want Cox as a fourth rounder to compete against all these first round talents. Jalen first round talent. Don't act like he was not. Don't insult my boy that bad. I know y'all want to put the whole bad defense on him, but no, don't go crazy. Jalen was a legitimate first coming out before that knee. He had a top 5 grade. You don't do that without making plays, and he made way more plays than Cox at Notre Dame. Stop it. That's number one. And then LVE. Oh, Cox go take him out? Oh, for real? That's what y'all gonna tell me. You gonna look me in my eye and say that? Or you really gonna do that to me? Then Minka. Oh, seriously. Cox. When is Cox gonna play? Cox will play in a 3-4 in a very specialty role. Let's be honest. Where would he fit best right now? Put him in there and let him compete against them other guys, just like you said Neil is getting ready to. And is he gonna take out Neil right now? Likely Cox is not gonna be better than Neil out the gate, y'all. Come on now. Come on now. So you got Neil, dog. LVE when healthy, dog. Jalen when not the best year last year, but when them guards was holding up was a dog. Minka, dog. Cox, where he go fit, y'all? So I'm just, just asking just questions. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna take this one real quick. Oh, hold on, quick. Man, these are some good questions, man. I'm loving this, man. YouTube going crazy today. Now, y'all keep in mind how many podcasters just do this to where that's all his show is so far. Where we we went through and compared Philly, but the last 30 minutes, it's all been about y'all addressing what y'all want to say. So I want y'all to keep in mind that this is also why you got to hit that like and subscribe, because I'm not here to just talk. I'm not here to just preach. I'm here to go back and forth with people that I respect. I respect Moving and Chains. I respect Mojo, Chris Hall, Bluff City, Carson Smith. I'm gonna talk to y'all on my show because I really love y'all thoughts. I really do, and I learn a lot from doing podcasting from y'all. I get challenged, which makes me better. But then it's also about your voice mattering, and we can't say your voice matter if we never take the time to hear your voice. I mean, let me take this one because this is another fire one real quick. I think long term Cox would be a linebacker. Darren Woodson ran at 4.344. I mean, we'll see. It's one of those things. I'm at least open to give him a shot in a room that's weak to me. Uh, I'm gonna take this comment by moving the chain. I love you so much. But Mojo said, "Boss, what's going on with Reggie Robinson?" I think what's going on because I don't know. I wish I was a fly on the wall. I wish I was a roach that could mechanically transmit the truth of what's happening in the Dallas Cowboys building back to my phone. I really do. But Reggie Robinson, in my opinion, is exactly what's going on with Israel right now. Where you keep disrespecting the safety position by thinking you can take people and move them the corner to safety as if just because you're fast is going to work, right? And Reggie Robinson is almost going through the same waste that Byron Jones went through, where you move Byron Jones from corner to safety, and so you messed up his corner developmental years, and you didn't even get to see those again until he was then a Pro Bowler when you finally decide to move him back. So Reggie Robinson is to me suffering from the lack of respect that our front office have for the safety position. So that's why he's going through the musical chairs that we saw with Byron Jones. And it's the same vision that they got with Israel, where they're saying we're going to take a corner with a little bit of safety experience and we're going to magically think that he's going to just catch up to all the years that it takes to develop the instincts of safety. So Reggie is on an ugly wheel, a ugly career wheel. And the only thing that's going to get Reggie out of this is Reggie has to get in front of the people. This is one thing I always say and I believe from the bottom of my heart. With the Dallas Cowboys, if you win the crowd, you win your freedom. And that's from the movie Gladiator. If you win the crowd, you win your freedom. Okay? Meaning, Reggie got a ball out in preseason. It got to be so obvious. It got to be so obvious to where it was like for Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson balled out in preseason. He balled, right? To the point that PFF in a super deep safety class said that he was the best safety preseason player out of all the safeties in a very deep safety class. Remember, that was the safety class that Gil Bryan said was the best safety class in the last 40 years. And PFF said the best safety in preseason out of all those guys was our guy, the sixth rounder. Because he balled in front of the people, right? And the crowd, his name stayed alive as the other safeties was playing bad. And that's why he got his chance. Because he won the crowd. Right? So, and just think about it. The politics and the weirdo stuff that was happening from our front office safety was still happening. They was calling Thompson a practice All-American. Remember they came out and said, it's going to be hard for Ha to see the field because Donovan Wilson is making, not Donovan Wilson, Thompson, is making it hard for him to see the field. And we was like, what? No. What? Sure enough, they ran Ha out of here before the crowd could see him. Because if the crowd would have saw something different, we would have boycotted what they were saying. We would have boycotted that as a fan base. We would have boycotted that. Like, man, y'all get out of here with that stupid stuff, man. Don't ever talk crazy if we would have saw it, but we didn't see it. So when Thompson began to play bad, who did the crowd begin to call for? They began to crowd call for Donovan Wilson, and he got his shot. So Reggie Robinson got to win the crowd, man. That's his only way. He got to get. It's the same thing. Remember because it's true what I'm saying, y'all. It's very true what I'm saying. This is no joke what I'm saying. Remember when Cooper Rush became the second string quarterback? It was because he won the crowd against their boy, Kellen Moore. They kept trying to keep Kellen Moore as a number two quarterback, but Cooper Rush was balling. You couldn't deny it. He had the second best passing rating out of all the rookies quarterbacks, and that was in the same class as Mahomes and Watson. His preseason, he won the crowd. And when he won the crowd, Dallas finally had to back up and make Cooper Rush the number two. But they still disrespect him. So, I mean, Reggie Robinson and people like him, just like Antoine Woods said when he was a guest on Boss Cowboy Sports Show, he said, man, when you come from like, those undrafted free agents or fourth round and under, you gotta you basically gotta fight like your job, it could be your last day. And that's just how it is. So until the crowd sees Reggie Robinson, nobody's gonna have his back, man. And that's just what it is. So man, listen, I want to take one more comment real quick. Let me see. Uh, I might take a couple more, but check this out. I want to read this one. Moving change. She said. She said. For the record, I'm glad that boss is not a roach because that would be a serious problem for all our friendships. Yeah, man. So on that one, man, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of end the stream. But hey, y'all stay with us, man. We gonna be breaking down this division stuff. Uh, a lot of division talk going forward, and we gonna also break down our guys a lot more. It's a lot to talk about other than just draft. It's a lot of future stuff that we need to talk about other than just this draft and undrafted free agents. It's a lot of X's and O's that we're gonna dive into and really do a good job of going in depth on ways that we can get to six. I'm very critical of the draft. I do know that Dallas Cowboys has some reaches. You can listen clearly and know that Stephen Jones was more so trying to fire guys than improve this team. He was more so trying to draft for budgeting than championships. He was thinking about the guy that I can replace by signing this guy more than who's the best guy available. And it's clear that he drafted that way, but at the same time, we still on paper got what it takes to win six. It's gonna take a lot of luck. It's gonna also take us getting hot at the right times, but it can happen, and we're gonna spend a future talking about exactly how we can do that. But obviously, man, I got much appreciation for everybody that continues to support Boss Cowboy Sports. And the most important thing that I'm gonna always say is here at Boss Cowboy Sports, we always aim to be loyal and never devoted. Because a loyal person is going to always tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.